How are we getting on, folks? Look at, I think the day was going to come sooner rather than later, and unfortunately for us, Galway had to be today. Um, Look at none of the horses apart from I suppose Bridge Native ran to any sort of real credibility at all. We just got it wrong on the day. Look at we all have them days, and before my very good run of form, I was having a good string of those days, but. Hopefully now Downpatrick is on tomorrow. Look at it, like Galway, it can be very hit and miss with me, but it looks to be a fairly straightforward card, and there's nothing in here that screams real superstar. Um, in terms of I suppose going further on into the season in terms of Cheltenham or anything like that. But there is some good horses running at I suppose a few nice prices. There are a couple of odds on in here, but um, there's nothing really I can do about it. I'm here to try and help you all pick the winners or pick as many winners as we can, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. But first of all, we're going to kick things off 1:45 tomorrow. We're going to go straight in with the next best of the day. This is going to be Tully Beg as even money. Really and truly, look at it is a short price. There is no doubt about it. But when you look in terms of quality and potential, this Tully Beg has it all. It was just unfortunate last time out to unseat Jack Kennedy into first. He took a very awkward leap at it. He's coming here back here to Downpatrick again today. Obviously, his last run before unseating was second behind an Emmett Mullins horse, the Shunter, who then went on to win fairly comfortably. I think it might have been Listowel. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it was Roscommon, possibly. I can't be 100% sure on that, but it definitely went on to win by the guts of 15 to 20 lengths next time out. Obviously, look at Davy Russell is back on the saddle again. He's back, I suppose, doing the steering job. He should, I suppose, know this horse a little bit more than Jack Kennedy, for the simple fact that I suppose Davy Russell is just, I suppose, a more seasoned rider. I know that's, I suppose, a very harsh thing to say on behalf of Jack, but I definitely think when you put the two of them together, I think Davy Russell is the better rider, and I don't think there'd be too many people that would disagree with me on that. I know it's down to experience and all that, and I know in time to come, Jack Kennedy is going to be possibly one of the best riders we've ever seen, and he you would have, I suppose, a great argument putting it across to be one of the greatest now, but I think another few years, he's still young. He should, I suppose, morph into an even better rider in years to come. When you look at him now, although it is scary to think, but going back to the point again, David Russell takes the ride here with Tully Beg here now today. Gordon Elliott is known to do very well in Downpatrick himself, and it looks to be a pretty much shoe-in job. There's no one in this race here that has the same capabilities of the Shunter, and providing he can put his last run behind him and focus more on the run that he finished second to behind the Shunter, this Tully Beg should run off a pretty much runaway winner here, and at even money, it could be well and truly a very easy way to double your money here now tomorrow. Now moving on to the 217. Going from next best to Nap, we're going to go to Laurie Yates at 7-4. Coming from the Katie Brown yard, I've had plenty of dealings with Katie herself, not only for, I suppose, the podcast and everything else like that, but we always sort of keep in touch, and we, I suppose, discuss different things going forward. But I know this Laura Yates has been schooled over hurdles. It's been a revelation for her on the flat, but coming near the, I suppose, end of the flat season, she was schooling him over hurdles, and he looked to be going fairly well over them as well. He's well able to jump. Um, Obviously, it's also a partnership with the Knightsbridge Bloodstock, Shane Heffernan, another great friend of mine. Look at, I want to wish them the best of luck more so than anything else. Look at, once Elora Yates gets home safe and sound, that's the main thing. But I think you could have a very, very well handicapped horse, and at 7-4, I will have no problem napping it up, and hopefully, with my luck, I suppose beginning to turn, I hope to lead you on to having a very, very exciting day or journey home now tomorrow. 252. We're going to take a little bit of a chance here now, and we're going to go to O'Connell Street at 5-1. I suppose it is at an each way price. It is first reserve, so it is, I suppose, a little bit of a risk, but it's coming from Nicky Henderson Yard, Seven Barrows or Seven Boroughs. I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of the two anyway. Obviously, look at over in England, Nicky Henderson is regarded to be one of the best, if not the very best, in terms of training horses, and I think it goes without saying. There'll be no arguing his case there with that one. Second in two of his three bumpers for Nicky. Coming here now, two Gordon Elliott's. Gordon Elliott, obviously, like I said before, he goes very, very well around Downpatrick. Davy Russell, if it gets in, is booked to ride. So that's another interesting fact. I think it could be very, very interesting here. I think the top of the market, they're a little bit, I suppose, blowing hot and cold more so than anything else. They're always given great runs, but in terms of the ability to actually go and win a race, I think it's just out of their capabilities for another run or two anyway, depending just how well they mature. But I think if this O'Connell Street gets in at 5-1, it's going to be a very, very interesting sort, and definitely with David Russell doing the driving or doing the steering, it should be very, very interesting. And at 5-1, I'd be more than happy to get involved and definitely have a small each way on it. 325. We're going to have a non-bet in this race here, but if you're looking for a winner, possibly to, I suppose, put in a double, treble, fourfold, whatever you're going to do, I would be putting Beacon Edge in at 4-11. Look at, I've said it here, I'm not having a bet here now with this one. It is the class act of the race. It was a neck behind Cedarwood Road, who has been a pretty much revelation for, I think it's Garage O'Loughlin that has him. Really and truly, look at, if it even produces half of its capabilities, it will have the beating of Curlew Hill here, who I think will be its main danger, and I think it will put up its main, I suppose, threat. But Beacon Edge should really run away with this one here, and if it was, I suppose, advising a bet for the race, it'd be a forecast with Curlew Hill coming in second, but the chances of that are, I suppose, slim to none. It's very, very hard to land a forecast or tricast, especially over jumps, but we're going to have a go. We're going to say, look, it might, I suppose, turn out to be a little bit profitable at the end of the day, and it certainly will be more value and more, I suppose, convincing of a price to get behind than 4-11 for Beacon Edge. I certainly wouldn't be advising anyone to go lumping money on top of it. 4 o'clock, we're going to take a little bit of an interest here now with this one. We're going to go with Not On Time at 3-1. Coming from the Paul Nolan Yard, which is down in Wexford. It's a very, very long journey. If I'm not mistaken, it's the guts of 300 kilometres or 350 kilometres coming up here just on the one journey alone. He'll have to go on his way back as well. So that's the guts of a 657 700-kilometer journey with one horse. It looks very, very interesting here. The Abbey is favourite. I know, look, it is, I suppose, deserving favouritism here. It's had some very, very good runs, not only in Listowel, but I think it was second in Downpatrick as well, if I'm not mistaken. So it has that course form in it. But this Not On Time looks very, very appealing at 3-1. More so than the Abbey here. I think the Abbey just needs to mature a little bit more to, I suppose, advise it to go on and actually win a race. I think it will run a very good race, but I think today might just be the day where it gets caught out. Sean O'Keefe is on board for Paul Nolan and Not On Time, a very, very good amateur jockey. I definitely think by the end of the year he should be able to have written out his claim. He's banging in winners left, right, and centre at the end of the day. The second over hurdles here last time out for Not In Time was very, very impressive. The horse itself looks to be bred for chasing. He's a big burly sort. He's well bred, and I definitely think 3-1 is a very, very nice price for him. If I was going to have a next best of the day, I definitely would be selecting Not On Time at 3-1. It's very much a very nice price. 4:35, court adjourned at 7-2. Look at this one here. It's coming in here off a very, very easy Sligo win. It's gone up £8 for that, but it's got more going for it than most. It's beaten most of this field here now. I was, I suppose, a little bit drawn to Loch Luha, as you all know, would be a very much favourite of mine for tipping up each way, but the each way market just isn't there for it, and I think he would need to improve a hell of a lot to, I suppose, make up to this court adjourned here. Look at, if court adjourned improves the same rate as Loch Luha, at the end of the day, look at it's definitely thereabouts to win. The favourite, Can't Kid a Kidder, it's been running some very, very credible races, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't seem to have the capability to go and actually finish the job when it is there in the picking line. It just looks to be slightly immature. It just, I suppose, maybe the addition of cheek pieces or blinkers just to keep its mind on the job more so than anything else. It should, I suppose, pay huge dividends, but I definitely think court adjourned with an £8 rise. I don't think that's going to stop him here now tomorrow. And 7-2 is a very, very good price. 5-10, last race of the day. We're going to keep it plain and simple. Connacross, 4-5. There's nothing really to say much here now. Winner at Tinnahealy Pint. It was a fairly decisive winner. I know it was only 2 lengths, but it looked to be very, very well in. It was sold for 130,000 then in the December sales that year. Look, it has nearly a year off to make do, but Gordon Elliott has been, I suppose, a bit of a revelation this year, especially with bumper horses. Jamie Codd on board. He's got a very, very good strike rate in the bumpers. Between himself and Patrick Mullins, I'm always tied between the two. But yeah, I don't think that this horse is going to be stopped here now tomorrow. It should love a very stiff uphill finish, and it should be well capable of going, I suppose, making a 2 wins from 2 and its first win under rules debut. But look, that's it for me. Hopefully now by, I suppose, later on this week I'll be back writing articles for the World of Sport. I've just been absolutely up to my eyes between everything here. The World of Sport website, I'll leave a link in the description below, but the winners are absolutely flying out of it. Just there today, Ron Robinson, the main man behind the industry, he tipped up first and second in one race. I think it was advised the winner was in or around 3-1 if I seen correctly, and the second, I think it might have been a bit of a drifter, but the exacta paid out, I think, close to 8-1, 9-1. So at the end of the day, look at, if you're looking for very good winners and very good race reading, the World of Sport is definitely there or thereabouts. as well as that, there's some great lads in there doing the football and everything else like that. If football's more your thing, or if I suppose reading articles are more your thing, definitely check it out. It only, I suppose, takes a minute of your time. It's completely free. All it basically means is that you need to be signed up to read the articles and read the work that's been done. But like I said, it's all completely free. All it takes is a minute of your time. Like I said, I leave a link in the description below. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, subscribing, folks. The more I suppose subscribers I get, the closer I get to, I suppose, being able to monetize this YouTube page, which will mean just the fact that I'll be able to, I suppose, put that money into, I suppose, getting more equipment and making the viewing experience better for yourselves more so than anyone else. But yeah, that's all I have now for today. Hopefully we'll be able to turn our farm around and back onto picking plenty and plenty of winners. But that's it for me. Thanks again. Make sure to keep liking, sharing, subscribing.